Hey, what's going on, Golferos? Welcome back to the Salud Golferos podcast. This is episode 22. We took a little break there, but we are back and happy to be back with a new guest to the pod. Today we have Albert, the founder of Hermanos Golf. Albert, what's up, man? Welcome to the pod.
Hey Ralph, thank you, man. Thank you for having me here, man. It's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure, bro. No, it's definitely good to get you on. We get really excited the more we see Raza getting into the golf space, into golf branding, if you will. So yeah, just seeing you at the Only Golfers event a while back, man, that was really exciting. And so I was like, man, we got to get these guys on, especially because you guys have only been around since April of 2024, correct?
Yeah, that's right, man. I think that day that we met at the Only Golfers launch was our launch too. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, man. So that was actually we had just gone live on our website. If I remember correctly, that same day or the day
Oh shit.
before. So we were like, we're babies, man. Just getting started. So
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
and it was an amazing time.
Yeah. No, that's really cool, man, because I think we're gonna have a lot of fun on this conversation because you guys are 4 months old in the sense of your brand, and Los Golferos we're at 4 years. So I remember, starting off doing those events and stuff like that. So it's gonna be really fun talking about that.
Yeah,
For those of you listening, watching, however you're taking on this podcast, please go follow Hermanos Golf. They're on Instagram. They're at about 690 followers right now at the time of this podcast. So let's help them get to 1,000. Let's get that next mark. So make sure you go follow them. But yeah, bro, let's dive right into it as far as where the idea came from. So as the founder, this is your baby. How did you develop the brand for Hermanos Golf?
well, man, it's a crazy story, to be honest with you. You know what? I was driving one day, leaving a meeting, actually, a meeting for work, and as I'm driving, I'm just thinking about golf, man. I haven't gone playing golf in a while. I need to go get back out there. And then I just, for some reason, it just came to mind. I was like, man, you know what? I don't see a lot of Latinos or a lot of brands that are like addressing our culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I should start something. And I call my wife and I tell her, hey, this crazy idea just came to me. How about if we start this golf brand, since we enjoy golf? I don't see a lot of Latinos, a lot of Hispanic, a lot of are embracing um, golf.
Mm-hmm.
But little did I know, man, once I started getting and doing like research and all this, man, I saw that a new world, to be honest with you, a new world of Latinos. I didn't know there were so many Latinos. I mean, I did know there was a lot, but not to this level. And man,
Yeah.
it's really exciting. Really exciting when I see all these brands, when I see Los Golferos, when I see Nueve and other brands. It's actually like such a good feeling to know that you're not alone. That there's other brands out there addressing the golf industry, and man, it it was it just took off. An idea came, and then we just slowly started working together. My wife and I, our kids, and
Mm-hmm.
man, we just started coming up with ideas, and it just started rolling, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, it came from me driving, going home, and that's basically it. The rest is history.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Dude, I have some of like my best ideas on the car in the car. I drive up to LA a lot. So like I said before we started recording, I'm in the North County San Diego area and the rest of the Golferos are up in LA. So I'm driving up there to golf with them a lot. And
Yeah,
yeah, just that 2 hour car ride is just like I start thinking of all these ideas and things I want to do. So that's funny. I totally I totally get you on that one.
yeah.
Um,
I think the best ideas come while you're like just kind of zoning out, driving, taking that drive, maybe listening to some tunes, and things just start popping, you know. And
mhm.
to me, that's kind of like my little space that I can just kind of focus on certain things.
Oh, heck yeah, bro. Man, the other thing I do when I'm in the car, like I'm telling you, I'll like kind of go through like the spectrum of like I'm quiet, I'm like thinking my ideas. Then I'll like turn on the tunes. I got like Chente one moment, then I got like NWA the next moment. And I'm like doing karaoke in the car, like going at it. And then
Yes.
when I'm when I'm finally like tired of singing my heart out, whatever, I'll like stop and I'm like, man, like, people probably think I'm crazy. They're driving by me like this fool is like
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
oh man. But no, dude, that's really cool. So you were saying that in the car you had the idea, you call your wife. Now, was that something like right away? Like you just called her right away and then you guys hit the ground running, or was this more so like you call her, you chew on it for a few days, a few months, or what was that like?
You won't believe it if I tell you, dude. It's this
It,
happened. Um, I think about maybe 2 months before we launched.
really?
Yeah, this happened 2 months before we launched, and I called her. I said, "Hey, this is the idea. Well, if you think it will work, I'll support you. Let's make it happen. Well, let's do it."
Mm-hmm.
Following day, I started looking for names. I started looking for something that will connect us. And Hermanos, I mean, Hermanos came about. I mean, I have all boys, so I thought
Mm-hmm.
about the boys, our
Yeah.
kids, and then I thought about, when we go golfing. I mean, it's our bros, it's our family, it's our compas, and
Mm-hmm.
I said hermanos. That's it. That's the name. And dude, but it happened so quick. It literally, like I said, 2 months it took us to create this brand that we have now. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited, dude. It's completely different than what I do, and oh, man, we're having a good time with it, which is really important to me.
That's awesome, bro. And is that primarily your team? Like so your boys and your wife, or have you expanded
Yeah,
that team, or what does that look like?
that's the team right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that in the near future we can add some more people in this, and but that's the team. The wife and the boys. That's the team right now. We're the designers. We're the creators. We're doing everything. So at times we stay up late working on certain things. It's a family affair. You know,
That's
la
cool, dude.
familia. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. And you answered my next question. I was like, hey, like who's the designer? Who does what? But it sounds like everybody does a little bit of everything. You kind of all chip in, and it really is like a full on family business.
Yes, yes, we all work together. We all like kind of brainstorm ideas. We come together and bam, man, we make them reality.
Hmm.
Some are good, other ones are not, but it's part of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right on, man. So there's something that you mentioned early on, and I feel that for those of us that are Mexican American, like we all kind of came to that realization at one point where it's like, hey man, like I don't see something that represents me, or like, I want that added flair or flavor to golf. Um, why did you feel that was so important to you? Because I feel like as a lot of golfers, we're like, hey, like I just want to get into golf. But why did you feel that you had to kind of do the two, like start that brand that represented the culture?
You know what? Man, I'm very Mexican. How can I say? I'm super Mexican.
I love it,
Uh,
bro.
yeah, dude. Like I was born in Mexico. I was born in Mexico. My parents brought me here since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
And
What part?
we Jalisco.
Okay. There we go.
So Jalisco, I was born in a town called Casimiro Castillo. They call it La Resolana.
Okay.
I was born there. My parents brought me very small. I mean, I was 5 years old. And we didn't have much. We didn't have much. I remember going. Maybe I'm derailing a little bit, but just really quick. Man, I
Yeah.
remember sleeping in a and behind the store that my uncle had. So we literally got here sleeping in a freaking store in East LA by First Street.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember, and you know, when I saw my parents how hard they work to give us a life that they never had, it just made me so proud of the culture that we have, the Latino, the Mexican, and I know a lot of Hispanics are like that. If you're from El Salvador, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Central America, or whatever. But um, my culture, I mean, Mexican culture, to me, it's amazing, dude. I feel like we're so lucky to be born Mexican, dude. It's crazy,
Yeah.
And we have so many things that man that I really enjoy, and I wanted to bring that. I wanted to bring that excitement of our culture to the golf game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to represent, your culture, uh, and me being so prideful, I thought it was a good idea to start something and represent um, the Mexican cultura and my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. I think,
yeah,
and that really aligns with us too. Like that's how we feel. Like we always use the slogan that we want to add a little chile to the game, right? Like we want to add that spice, and I think that's what we want to inspire. Like being a golfero is you work hard, you play hard, and that's kind of why we have the guerrero, because like we're like, oh, we're the weekend warriors, like during the week,
yeah,
like we're gonna a chingarle, like you're gonna put in your hours on your 9 to 5, whatever it is you got to do, but then we also belong on the golf course on the weekends. Like, okay, cool, we put in our work, did what we got to do, and now we're gonna have fun. And as we do as Mexicans, like I don't know, man, but like I feel like it's a totally different vibe when you play with a bunch of Mexicans on the golf course, because the tequila comes out, the beers come out, the music's
heck yeah,
playing, and we're having a good time. And it's not just all about the good time. Like we're gonna play good too, man. We got some ballers out there.
yeah.
I mean, I do all right, but I'm not that good. But
Man, I think that you nailed it, man. I think it's and that's why I thought about Hermanos, because it just like, man, just like you said, you go out there, you have a good time, the tequila, you get to just, shoot the shit with your buddies, and just have a good time, man. Relax, talk about work, talk about your weekly drama that you
oh
have at
yeah.
work, and enjoy it. Enjoy the time, and just kind of, hit some balls and have a good time, even if sometimes the ball goes right or left, and you can't find the freaking hole, but hey, man, you're still having a good time.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And so we're talking about golf and playing it. But one question I feel that always comes up on any golf podcast or any conversation about golf is how did you get into the game? What was that got you into the sport, man?
So I was working for a company called Western Exterminator Company that had a golf tournament, and
Hmm.
I remember, I think I was with the company maybe like 4 years in, and they will always invite me. Oh, let's go play golf. Let's go play golf. It's like, man, golf. What golf? Really? And I was like, yeah, dude, it's fun. It's a good. I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. The next year came around. Dad, you got to do it. You got to do it. I think at that time I was like a supervisor or manager or something, and yeah, you got to go. I was like, all right. I ended up going to the range. All it took was going to the range, hitting a few balls, and I kind of started liking it. Next thing you know, I'm a big. I remember Big Five, getting some golf clubs that I thought they were good golf
Hmm.
clubs. And man, the rest is history. We played a tournament called at Green River over there by Corona. I
Okay.
think yeah, that course, Green River, yeah, if I remember correct, Green River in Corona. And man, after that, where do you go play a sport? And one hand, you're hitting the club. After you hit it, you grab a beer, you're hanging out. There's no sport like it.
Yeah.
and I loved it. The rest is history, man. Like after that, I've been playing ever since.
And
And
what year was that? Do you remember?
oh God, dude, maybe like 2008, 2007.
Oh, dang. So you've been playing for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been playing
Dang.
for a while, man, but I'm still not
Yeah.
that great though, man. It's like to me, I played in high school. I played baseball and soccer, and
Uh-huh.
I was pretty good, man. I was a freshman playing varsity, and yeah, I wasn't bad. But
Yeah.
to me, the hardest sport, golf. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god! Like one day I'm like, yeah, the ball's going straight. The next day I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong? You know? I know you guys, Ralph. So it's like, man, it's like, so I fell in love with it. It's very challenging, and I challenge myself every time I go to the course, and
Hmm.
it's I just love it. I love it. You know, I don't
That's
think I
good,
ever go
man.
back to anything else.
Yeah. No, I know. I still play some other sports. Like I'll go play some pickup basketball. I used to play in a flag football league, but yeah, man, golf has scratched the itch way better than any other recreational sport because I used to be a football guy. That was my thing. I love playing
Yeah,
football, played a lot of that, and I still have a little bit of that craziness in me where I'm like, dude, like I would love to go like throw on the pads and go play. But that's not happening anymore, man. I'm
yeah.
already in my 30s. It's
So so what's your football team?
my football team,
Yeah.
pro wise, it's the Baltimore Ravens, believe it or not. I'm
Uh,
born in yeah, I'm born and raised Southern California, bro, but I'm a Ravens fan.
how
I
did that
fell in
happen?
love. So
Ray
kind
Lewis.
of Ray Lewis a little bit, but kind of what you were talking about earlier, man. Like you got to appreciate what your parents do for you to give you, the life that you had growing up. And my dad, my dad had a ranch when I was younger. He grew flowers for over 30 years. He actually just retired about 5 years ago. And dude, when you are a business owner, just as you know now with the brand and kind of with us with our brand, there's no days off. Like
Yeah.
you are there in, day out. And so I grew up just respecting that hustle from my dad because he wasn't gonna take time off unless it was something special, like Christmas, my birthday. It was very rare to see my dad take a day off. Raul, my cousin, who's also co-owner of the brand, he and I joke that his dad and my dad are very similar. They're both retired, but they're not really retired because they still work and do some other thing.
Right.
Um, but yeah, back in 2000 when the Ravens went to the Super Bowl against the Giants, my
Yeah.
dad took the day off. And so I was still kind of young and I was like, "Wait, why are you taking the day off?" And he was like, "Oh, it's the Super Bowl." And so we had pizzas and wings and all sorts of stuff going on. And I just remember the Ravens, whooping the Giants like 36-7. And
Yeah.
when they won, I was like, it just made sense. I was like, my dad took the day off. Super Bowl's a big thing. Football's a big thing. The Ravens won. I'm a Ravens fan.
That's
And
it.
I
Nice.
never left. Yeah. So yeah, man. And I think the Ravens really represent kind of what I stand for. You're kind of like a blue collar team, and you're gonna work hard, and you're gonna be a family unit. And so that's a long winded answer of how I'm a Ravens fan, bro.
Uh, no, you're good, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I, I mean, you're very thorough on it, but I mean, that's how you understand why. I mean, it's a kid from Southern California liking Baltimore Ravens.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's cool, man. I love the story. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to like really tell the story when I was younger because people would call me a bandwagoner. They're like, "Oh, bro,
Yeah,
you're just a fan because they won the Super Bowl." And it's like, "No, this like that's a part of it, but like this is why."
yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. Yeah, 25 some years later, I'm still a Ravens fan. So that's my squad. But what about you, bro? Who do you root for?
You know what? Man, I'm a Raiders fan.
Oof.
I'm
Ugh.
I
No, I'm just
know,
kidding.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a LA kid. I mean, everything that surrounds LA, I'm gonna stick with it because I mean I'm local. So,
Mm,
you know, when I was here, I mean younger. I mean, I'm 43 now.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, Raiders were here in LA. So you know, I got
Yeah.
to watch a few games, and I remember Bo Jackson. You know, a lot of the players that they had, and you know, I just stuck with them. Pretty much
Yeah.
almost any LA team. That's me, man. I'm a diehard Dodger fan.
Let's
I mean, I
go.
like
Go blue.
soccer too. Go Dodger blue, and yeah, man, I'm into sports. I love sports. So you know, soccer, baseball, basketball. So I'm, you know,
Heck yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah, no, the rest of my teams are in LA. I get crap down here in San Diego all the time. They're like, bro, like, why are you an LA fan? I was like, my family's from LA, bro. Like,
yeah,
so yeah, I'm with you. I'm a
yeah,
big,
yeah.
big Dodger fan, bro. I've already went to a few games this season, so
Did you?
yeah.
Cool, man. Let's see how they do, man. We definitely need some pitching. We definitely
Bro,
need some.
yeah, we just need to get healthy. I think if we get healthy, we're gonna have a good run. The this week was the beginning of people starting to come back, so I'm hoping I'm hoping we start turning it around.
Yes, I saw Yamamoto's back on the not the I'm not sure if it's with AAA or who or whatever, but he's throwing. I know I saw that
Oh, with the Quakes? Yeah.
with the Quakes. Yeah, I think it's with the
Yeah.
Quakes or I don't know with who, but I saw that he started to throw again, so that's the good sign.
Yeah. That dude's a beast, man.
Yeah,
The first game of that I saw this season up at the Ravine,
yeah.
um, Yoshi was pitching and watching him warm up, man. Gosh, that ball flies out of his hand. Like it's so crazy. It's like
And he's
he was
like what, like 5'6", 5'7".
he's not that big. Yeah, he's not that big, but he just whips it, bro. He's so good.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, dude. I see him throw, and I'm like, holy cow, man, where does this guy get that arm?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
It's that lower body torque, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, good stuff. Yeah, man, we could
I
talk
know.
sports all day. I'm like,
Yeah,
but diving back into the brand here, man. So one thing you mentioned is that you started doing your research when you were starting Hermanos, and then you found all these other brands. Um, First time I met you was at an event, and I
yeah.
was like, oh shoot, here's another brand new. This is awesome. I will say we were welcoming. I was like, hey man, welcome to the Mexican golf community or Latino golf community, however you want to look at it. But what's that reception been like from other brands? Have you interacted with any others, and kind of what's that been like?
Yeah, you know what? Well, I'll start off with you. I think, man, your welcoming was was amazing, and I felt so at home, you know. Um, and just what I think we did, like we took a shot. I think we took a shot of
Heck
tequila,
yeah, we did,
and
bro.
yeah,
Heck
right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I did the video. We took the shot of tequila, and you know, you said a few things, and man, you know, for you to take the time, Ralph, to just, you know, welcome another brand, it said a lot about you, of who you are, and I felt like, man, this is a good thing that I'm doing, you know.
hmm
So thank you so much, Ralph. I really appreciate that you took the time that day to say hello, to greet
hmm
us, and to welcome us to the golf community.
Of course,
Um,
bro. Yeah,
Thanks, brother.
definitely.
Appreciate that. But yeah, to answer your question in regards to everybody else, man, everybody else have been amazing. Uh, I got, you know, I don't like to talk shit about anyone or anything like that, and I'm
Yeah.
not that type of person, you know. Um, but honestly, everyone, I'm gonna say out of 10, 9.5 have been great, dude. Like I have nothing bad to
Good.
say about anyone, and I think it shows the support for each other, and I like to support too. So every brand and every person that I have met from different Latino brands and even other brands have
hmm
been so welcoming, man. And it's just it's a really good feeling. when you get that welcome, and no haters, no nothing. Everything's been so cool, man. I've been so lucky. I love when I'm like, if I'm going to a tournament to set up or something, where I hear
Hmm.
hermanos, someone yell, you know, like they recognize me, or they see the brand and they're like hermanos or something, or they'll come and say, hi, bro, how you been? So man, just very humble.
Yeah,
It's been amazing.
that's good, bro. I love to hear that, and that that's one of our goals. Like when we see other brands coming up, like we want to be as humble as possible and welcome people into the space because yeah, it's gonna become like our cliche saying. I'm gonna like start putting it over my head here, but um, Raul, the other Golferos, and myself, like one thing that we want to break is the old cliche of a Mexican's worst enemy is another Mexican. Like we don't want
Yeah,
that to exist anymore. Like that's just we're tired of it. Because we've definitely grown up with it where you know some other fool looks at you and I was like, oh, he starts talking shit, and it's like,
yeah,
bro, why are we hating on each other? Like it's already tough as it is, like being brown and having to worry about like other people judging us just based off of the way we look. Like the last thing we should do is be judging each other or like trying to push each other out. So, um, no, man, I'm really happy to hear that. And that's honestly my expectation because we you have joined a community. You've joined a
yeah.
community of other Latina golfers, and no, that's awesome that like people are starting to shout out your name, your brand, stuff like that, and that's how it should be. And that's the expectation. So no, I love that has been the feedback. Um, so with that, you're 4 months in, which bro, I feel like it's been like a year since I saw you at that event, but man, to
Yeah.
think it's only been like 4 months is crazy. Um, what are some of the goals that you set yourself up for when you started the brand? And have you met all of those goals?
No, I mean, my expectations are always high. I try to set goals that are crazy, but
Mm,
no, I haven't met them. But the goal, my number one goal was first to get the brand known, get the
mm,
brand name out there, and it's slowly getting there, man. I'm telling you, it's just to me, like some people ask me, oh, how the business going? I always say it's great. I mean, it's great because not because there's a lot of money or we're selling so much. That's not the great part. It's
mm,
it's the fact that I see others wearing our brand, showing support. I see the feedback. I get that feedback from them, and it's all good feedback. And definitely, I always welcome um, bad feedback so I can learn from it, and fix it, whatever it is. But one of my goals was to definitely my biggest goal was to get the brand out there, get it known.
mm,
Obviously, the biggest goal is to continue to grow, try to get the brand out at clubhouses, kind of make it a little bit bigger if we can, but it's just putting all pieces together to get the results that we want. So
yeah.
yeah,
No, that's good, man. And yeah, we took a trip out to Minnesota recently, and
yeah.
when you're traveling, you have to make a decision on what you're gonna take. And you guys hooked me up with a polo, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna take
Oh,
this
that's
out
right.
there. Like, I was like, I'm gonna take out the polo. So I was rocking you guys out there in Minnesota,
Yeah,
man.
man. I saw
Yeah.
that, man. Thank you so much. That green polo looked nice, man. I love it. I love that green. For some reason, I like blue. I like wearing blue. I like orange. I like stuff
Hmm.
like that. But with the brand, for some reason, the green just calls my attention. I love it. So
Yeah.
I got some really cool stuff that's coming out, man, that you guys are gonna love. I'm definitely gonna send you a couple things so you can check it out, man. So these new polos are just amazing. The material, man, it's crazy. So I would love for you guys to check them out. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, it's on your Instagram page, so I'm gonna assume you're okay with me talking about it. But like, you have that
Yeah,
agave polo that's coming out. I don't know if it's
yeah,
out already. I hadn't seen anything new post about it, but
no,
bro, that looks sick. And
yeah.
so Which,
So yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say because one of my next questions was gonna be like, where do you draw your inspiration from? And earlier we were talking about where you're from. You're from Jalisco, the agave. So like, are you kind of pulling from there as far as tequila? Is that where you got the idea for that polo?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, like I told you, man, I'm big on our culture and very prideful, and definitely Jalisco. Me being from Jalisco, the agave is the perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to bring things that represent us. And I thought the first one was that agave tequila shirt. So we had to tweak a little bit on some of that design, but it's coming, man. I'm just waiting on a few little things. It I don't know. It just seems like certain things, like when you're designing or you're doing certain things, it feels like it'll happen like in a few weeks. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's longer than that, man. So
Oh, dude,
just
yeah.
waiting on a few things, but man, that agave plant, the agave shirt is just it's gonna be just crazy, dude. I can't wait to have it.
Yeah. No, that one was pretty cool. I remember when you first posted it. I think I commented on it or I sent you a
Yeah,
message right away. I was like, bro, I need to get this. Like that's one I want. So
yeah,
like you
yeah,
let me know it's ready so I can make my purchase.
yeah, yeah.
Um no, that's dope, bro.
And you know
So
what's cool is that so it's all in the family. So I have one of my uncles in Jalisco, in
uh
Guadalajara. He has a sublimation company. So
oh,
everything's being it's being done and designed. Well, it's designed here,
uh-huh.
but it's being done over there and assembled in the U.S. So yeah, man, it's I think it's pretty cool. I mean,
Dang.
um, so
That's it.
it's
That's
working out.
awesome, man.
Yeah, I had to take a few flights out to Jalisco, which I'm not complaining. Believe me, I told my wife, man, I gotta go to Guadalajara because my uncle needs this, and llego a Guadalajara, tío, vamos a los tacos, vamos al menudo, let's go a las tortas ahogadas. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the designing and when are we gonna get
Yeah.
this done and this and that. So man, I love it. I think that's the best part.
Yeah. No, that's so dope, bro, because like, man, you could say like partially hecho en Mexico. Like you could throw that stamp on there, man. That's dope.
Hecho en Mexico, assembled in the U.S.
Yeah.
No, no.
Dang, that's really cool, man. So
Yeah.
you do all the sublimation with through your uncle over there, and then so are your products cut and sewn then like here? Like does he make the material for you and then you cut and sew here or how does
So,
that work?
so all the sublimation is going to be done over there and then
Uh-huh.
assembled here. So the raw material that we selected, then he does the sublimation, and then he's gonna send all the material here already sublimated,
Uh-huh.
already, and we're gonna assemble here in LA.
Dang. That's cool, bro. I
Yep.
really like that. That's really cool because like one of the things that we focused on like when we started our towels is like we want it made like as authentically as possible. So like
Yeah.
sometimes we'll run into people where like they're used to kind of like that waffle material for like a golf towel and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is cool. I love that. I have one of those, but I also have our towels on our bag. And the reasoning behind it is like, you know, like you said, we're really proud in our culture and we want to represent our culture out there. So we made a conscious decision to be like, hey, we're going to use authentic sarape de Mexico.
Yeah.
All our sarape comes from Mexico. So it's like that's you're getting a true Mexican product. And then where we add the American side to it is it's all put together here in Southern California. So it's like it's a Mexican American product. You're not getting
Yeah.
anything from China. Like,
Yeah.
it's all genuinely us. So dude, that's freaking sick. I love that you have that family tie back in Jalisco and you're doing that all in house. That's freaking dope, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's I'm really excited. I didn't even I knew my uncle had a company of this and that, but I never knew. My mom goes, "¿Por qué no vas con tu tío? Él does." I go, "He doesn't do that." Yeah, he does. I go, "Tío, you do this?" Yes. All right. What are you doing next week? Can I go? Because we started the brand just like I told you earlier. We started the brand a month, 2 months before, and boom, we launched.
Yeah.
So it's I like to work fast, man. And maybe sometimes that's maybe I move too fast at times, but and it could like backfire. But I told him I'm flying to Mexico. I need this. Let's go talk. Let's see what we can do. And man,
Yeah.
yeah, he took me to one warehouse. He took me to another one. I was like, man, how come I didn't do this before?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's been fun. It's stressful, but it's been fun.
Yeah. No, all of that, yeah, all of that is really fun. And I think that's one of the things too is like people don't understand about running a business. So kind of like what you were saying, like you want to go fast, like yeah, like, I want to get this done, I want to do that, I want to create this because you have all the ideas just like coming out of your head faster than you can produce them.
Yeah,
And it's funny because we'll have like family friends, family members who'll be like, "Oh, you should do this next. You should do that." And then it's like, or like, "Hey, why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do it that way?" Which, yes, we love feedback. We're gonna go ahead and try to put the best possible product out there. But then it's all the background stuff, all the manufacturing and all that. It's like, well, you can't do that because of this reason and that reason. So, um,
yeah,
it's definitely a lot of growing pains, man. And but I wouldn't
yes,
change any of it. I've had so much fun in these last 4 years. Like it's it's been super rewarding. Um, and that actually brings up another question that I have for you is what's been the biggest, I don't want to call it pain, but just what's been the biggest learning curve for you? Like you said, you want to move fast, but what's been like one of those things where you're like, okay, like I can't do it this way, or hey, I need to kind of pivot on the way I'm doing things.
yeah, man. To be honest with you, man, I'm like my biggest enemy, man. I'm like I think most of us that we start like a brand or something, or we're starting something, we're constantly thinking of new ideas, new things. There's times that I can't even sleep because I'm thinking, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? And oh, let's do it like this. So let's do it like that. And I think I tend to move a little too fast. I have to have my wife tell me, hey, this is you can't do this. What are you doing? He's like, why
Yeah.
not? Well, because of this. So I gotta catch myself at times to be like, hey man, like slow down, slow down. But the big besides that, like me being myself, moving too fast, um, a little bit. I mean, God, you know what? I don't think I ran into anything that's been really like a setback for me.
Yeah.
I like I said, I'm not sure if I told you, I knew how to do sublimation. I knew how to do silk screening. My my dad,
Oh,
my dad had a soccer company. He would
okay.
make soccer uniforms for high schools, for soccer teams. So I was the one that did the some of the designing. I was the one that did some of the painting. We did sublimation, so I learned how to do sublimation. I knew how to. I remember it was the material ruby red to cut out the negative and the positive for the silk screening. I would do
Yeah.
all the cutting. Um, you know, so I had a little bit of background
Mm-hmm.
going into it, so I knew what it took. My wife didn't. She like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. I go, you don't know what you're getting into. I go, there's gonna be days we're gonna stay up till like 2 in the morning. No, we won't. Ándele pues. ¿Quiere calarle? Ándele pues, véngase. Oh, dude. There was a couple of nights we stayed till 2 in the morning, and she's like, "You were right." I go, "Yeah, I told you. I go, I've done this before. This is not like." So I had a little bit of that background already. So
Yeah.
so I knew what I could do, what I couldn't. Being careful with what to design too. At times, I'm like, I don't want to copyright or anything. This and that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, Ralph. I haven't really had something to say that. Oh man, it's a setback or I messed up here or there. No, nothing
Yeah.
yet. Nothing yet. I know it will come. It's part of business. It's part of growing. Like you said, growing pains that any business anyone goes through.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. And I think the fact that you have that background, yeah, you didn't mention that earlier, and no, yeah, having that background kind of in the clothing production side, that's huge. We we've been wanting to get into polos for the longest time because, like I said, you're always gonna have these ideas, but it's like, how do I make these ideas come to life? And we're kind of the same where we're our own worst enemy because we'll be like, oh, we want to do this. And it's like, but we can't do it because we can't produce it to this standard. If we can't produce it to this standard, like we're not coming out with it. And like, dude, we've had so many things like, um, we had an idea. I'm not gonna name any names or anything like that, but we had this idea for a product, and for the longest time, we're like, dude, let's put this out, let's put this out, and then like, let's just make it. Like, however it comes out, right? And
Yeah.
then somebody else came out with the product, or they came out with the idea, and some of us were like, dude, like, come on, we should have done that already. Why didn't we do it? But then we're like, no, it's cool. It wasn't meant to be because we wanted it to a higher standard. We wanted, and not saying there's anything wrong with the way that these people or other brand put out the product. It's just,
Right.
we were like, we could have made it better, or at least the idea we had was better. But cool. That's it. That's theirs now. Run with it. Um, but no, that's super cool, especially because like you can talk to your Theo like about all that.
Yeah. Right now you mentioned about oh, I'm thinking about bringing this out, but someone out just came out with it. Now we gotta now slower roll, do something different. What's funny was right before we launched, you know, like I said, the culture Jalisco, el cinto piteado es de Jalisco, right?
Yeah.
So I thought about, hey, why don't we do a belt que sea piteado? Then I see nueve. I was like, oh, bro, like someone thought about it. I call my wife, babe, you're not gonna believe this. This guy came out with the belt and it's nice. That shit is nice. I love it, but I can't do it now. I can't do it because that's his. And I'm not gonna I feel like I feel I can't do something that somebody else has done out of respect to them. I I felt like nah, I have to slow down. But I was like, man, I was like, that's badass. And I always tell him, I send him a couple. I haven't met him in person, but I sent him a couple messages on Instagram. I was like, man, your belts are sick, bro, sick. But I never told him that before, even without me knowing that he had that belt already. I
Yeah.
thought about it. I was like, dude, I'm gonna take the belt. That shit's gonna be nice. It's gonna be
Hmm.
tight. Andale pues. I look and I was like, oh shit, someone has it already. Man, but hey, man, my respects. He had the idea, and he did it, man. I like it. I love it. Just like
Yeah.
you guys. When I saw your sarape towel,
Uh-huh.
Ralph, I was like, dude, what a fucking great idea, dude. That's sick. And it stands out. You're carrying your bag, bro. And that
Hmm.
thing you can see like a mile away. You see, oh, that's Los Golferos rag right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
man.
dude, that I know. It's such a good feeling too. Like when we've talked about it before on the podcast, but we can we make our towels so different from other people that do sarape towels.
Yeah.
So we can tell like when our towel is on somebody's bag just because of the way we design it and the way that we do the leathers and stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, that's one of ours. That's cool. That's sick.
Yeah.
Um, but that's really cool that you had that idea too about the cinto. Shout out
Yeah.
Lalo. Lalo is a homie. Like you said, you were listening to his episode recently,
Yeah.
and
But
he's he's a homie, man. Like he's one of those guys that'll go to bat for you, and
yeah.
yeah, man, he's a good guy. We'll
Hey,
have to do an episode with him. Like we'll
hey,
get you
well,
on with him,
if he's listening, I heard him. He had the barbecue ready. He had the grill ready. So let's do it.
bro.
I'll take the tequila, the beer. Let's do it. Right?
He's coming down next month. Um so yeah, man, if you want to link up with Lalo, we'll get it together. He's talking about because Nelson from Tacos at the Turn,
Yeah.
he supports the Ace Foundation, and they're going to be doing an event. I think it's at Porter Valley. That's where they did it last year, and I think they're running it back there again. And I believe I'm not going to speak for anyone, but I believe Lalo's coming down for that. So maybe we link up there, bro. We'll all get together.
Yeah.
We'll record some content together, and that'll be a good time. So
It,
Lalo,
it,
when you listen to
it
this,
sounds like a good time.
oh dude, Lalo's fun, dude. Lalo is fun. I don't know if you heard his episode where we talked about how we met him.
Mm-hmm.
He's such an outgoing guy, and he's a good guy. Um, I believe he hit us up first on Instagram and was like, "Yo, man, like, love your stuff," and we were talking about his stuff. And then we were talking about like, "Hey, we're heading up to NorCal for an event." And he's like, "Well, bro, like, come play my home course. Like, let's roll." And dude, from the moment like we saw him in person, it was like, "What's up, bro?" And like dapped him up and everything, and we went off golfing. Like we'd been friends for like years. Such a
Nice.
good dude. Yeah. So we'll set that up. We'll set that up so that we can all play together. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, cool. So let's see here. So, man, you do a good job of like knocking out some of my questions when you answer my other questions. So I'm like going down my list here.
Yeah.
Um, but another question that I had for you. So you kind of already hinted or talked about the fact that you had kind of that previous sublimation experience working with in the production side. Um, But did you have any other previous like business management experience, like outside of like maybe your current job, or was this your first business ever that you opened?
No, no. Actually, I own my own business in
Oh,
pest
really?
control.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
well, I my first job was at Western Exterminator Pest Control. I was actually
Okay.
going to college to take. I was taking criminal justice to be a cop. My dad was a cop.
Oh. Okay.
My dad
Okay.
was a
Well.
cop. My dad was a cop in Mexico in Guadalajara.
Uh-huh.
And, the reason we ended up here was because my dad got shot.
Oh
My
shoot.
dad got shot with an AK, believe it or not, with an AK. And we ended up here. Just to make the story short, it'll be a long story, man. But it's a really crazy story, really cool. I'm blessed that I still have my father.
We
It's
got
crazy.
time, man. If you want to dive into it, feel free. I'm all for a good story.
Yeah. No, well, my dad was a policía judicial, and
Uh-huh.
Guadalajara. So I would see my dad here and there, not all the time because he was out on undercover. And
Oh, whoa. Okay.
yeah, so he ended up in Ciudad Juarez. I'll be kind of fast. I'm sure you enjoy it too. I mean, it's a crazy story. My dad ended up in Ciudad Juarez.
Hmm.
They were investigating. I think they had like already 3 months investigating these people. They were stealing cars and drugs, bringing in from U.S. The
Hmm.
stealing the vehicles, bringing them in, changing the VIN numbers. So the day that they were going in to um, to make the arrest, I think it was like about the local police and then like 12 policías judiciales que venían de Guadalajara.
Hmm.
My dad, they go in. One guy starts running outside the building. My dad ends up chasing him.
Oh shoot.
My dad's chasing him, he goes into an abandoned house. My dad can't see shit. My dad's like right there. He's telling me, I'm going with the gun. I can't see shit. And he says, I had never felt so scared in my life like that day. He goes, I can't
Yeah.
see nothing, but I can hear him running around. And he says he remembers a noise behind his back. So he turned around. When he turned around, he just hears da 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 da. And he said his body just felt like it was burning, and then he doesn't
Hmm.
remember nothing.
Oh
So he was
shoot.
in a coma. My dad was in a coma for like 2 months.
Hmm.
They managed to take 6 bullets out, but left three in his body because they were too close to his heart. So
Dang.
yeah, so because of that, my dad obviously survived. Thank God, by a miracle. Because I mean, when you get shot like that so many times, dude, I
Hmm.
don't know. To me, my dad is like, man, my ultimate, my hero, my everything, the my role model, the person I look up to because of
Yeah.
how he is. Uh, and my parents decided to come to my mom, my grandma. You gotta leave. So we came over here, and that was when I was 5 years old, and we ended up here,
Yeah.
with nothing, and I mean, the rest is history. My dad was a cop. I went to college to be criminal justice to be a cop as well. It was an
Hmm.
opportunity. I needed to get a job, um, and Western Exterminator gave me the opportunity. So from there, I was with that company for 15 years. I went all the
Mm-hmm.
way to become a district manager. So I led people. I ran a company, and I think I get a lot of my manager skills, a little bit of my leadership skills from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after it's been 5 years now. 5 years ago, I opened my pest control company. I opened up a pest control company, and that's what we do right now. Pest control, usually mainly in the South Bay of
Mm-hmm.
LA, like Redondo Beach, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Manhattan Beach, that area.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, I wanted to do something. I wanted to open something else, and that day it happened. I was driving, and it just came, bro. And what's crazy was, Ralph, it was like I felt something, bro. It was so weird. I felt something. I was like, dude, I got to do this. I
Yeah.
got to do this. I felt good. I felt this energy, and that's when I called my wife. Hey, we got to do this. She said, let's do it. And bam, man. 6 months, 7 months now, we're here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's cool, man. No, that's dope, dude. Congrats on your business, by the way. That's cool that you have your own business, and then I mean, I feel like that's giving you the opportunity now to do this, to have hermanos, and kind of go hand in hand. So, no,
Yeah.
that's really cool, man. Um, right on, man. Well, the conversation has been really good. I've had a lot of fun talking with you, man. I have a couple just wind down questions here.
Sure.
Um, and then we'll call it a session, but we're definitely gonna have to run it back, bro. We're gonna get Lalo on here, and we'll get more of
Yeah.
the guys on as well. But first question I have here is, what do you enjoy most about golf? So we talked about how you got into it and stuff like that, but either what's a lesson that you've taken from golf, or just like what's the best thing about golf for you?
Man, the best thing is just hanging out with the boys. To
Yeah,
me, that's to me just having that time with your friends, with your hermanos, with your brothers. Um, there's nothing like it. To me,
yeah.
that's that's priceless.
There we go. There's the Hermanos tagline right there.
Yep.
I love it. Circle back right there. Right
Yeah.
on, bro. Um, my next question for you is, one thing that we've been doing with the podcast is we're developing a golf playlist. So every guest contributes a little bit, getting a song or two that we throw on the playlist, and then it's available on Spotify. People can listen to it when they play or whenever you want. But what's one or two songs that you would throw on a golf playlist? Like, you have to play that song at least once when you're out on the course.
Oh man, it's gonna be Spanish. It's gonna be Spanish music, bro.
Let's get it.
Dude. Lalo Mora, eslabón por eslabón.
Okay.
That's
Lalo
man.
Mora. Okay. I don't think I've listened to that one, so I'm gonna have to plug it
I'm
in.
I'm
And
I'm old school, man. I mean,
no,
I
no,
like
yeah, I
that
mean,
old stuff.
yeah,
Um, so Lalo Mora, eslabón por eslabón, and God, man, there's just so much. I love Vicente. I mean, you can never go wrong with Vicente.
yeah.
Uh, but I just like that norteño type style music a lot too. Um,
Okay.
let's put some banda. I think El Muchacho Alegre.
Muchacho Alegre. Okay, cool. Well, there we go, man. We got two new additions to the playlist. We'll throw it on, and that'll be on there. No, dude, the playlist is a mix of everything. Like, I had everyone send me the songs, and then I spent
Yeah,
like a day just kind of like, all right, what's the vibe here? Does it fit in the middle of the round, the beginning of the round? So the goal of the playlist is, as we go on and it gets bigger and bigger, um, hopefully we get to a point where it's like 4 to 5 hours long, so you can hit
yeah,
play on that first tee box, and it's
yeah.
gonna it's gonna carry you all the way through, and it's gonna match the vibe of the round. Like, I think the very first song is AC/DC. There's some AC/DC at the very
Yeah.
beginning, so it's some Thunderstruck to get you going, get you all pumped up, and then about like 3/4 of the way on the playlist, all like the romantico shit, when all the tequila and the beers have hit, you need that moment, and then it's
Yeah.
like a wind down section at the end.
That's funny. I think you nailed it. You start a little, upbeat and then kind
Yeah,
of mellow down, bring the tequila out.
yup. So we got all the good stuff on there, and we'll throw those on there for you, man.
Cool, brother. Cool. Sounds good.
Right on, man. Well, Albert, thank you for being on the podcast, man. It's been a lot of fun. Hope to catch you on the golf course soon, and we'll definitely run it back. I got to get you on with Lalo. We're gonna do an episode with him, and it's gonna be a good time, and it'll be fun. Any
Yeah,
last words for?
I'll tell him my story about the belt too, man.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
a very avid listener. So as soon as this comes out, I'm pretty sure he'll message me tomorrow. He might message you tomorrow and be like,
Yeah.
"Bro, I just listened to the episode." So
Yeah.
no, that's cool.
No, Ralph, man, thank you for having me, man. It was a good time. I enjoyed it again for my first podcast, man. It's a good time, man. Just hanging out, you know. I think next time I will have a beer though, brother.
I know,
Definitely.
man.
Kind of just
I,
hanging out, you know.
I was thinking about going for a run after this, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep it easy. I'm not gonna go too crazy. But our boy Hector, who jumps on Hex, he has his bottle on his end. So I think the next one we're gonna have to let the liquor flow a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a
Just a
little
little.
bit.
Just a little. Right on, Albert. Well, good stuff, man. To the guests, thank you so much for listening, tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever it is that you're listening. Thank you so much. And as always, Salud Golferos.